This might be the most shocking celebrity fallout of the decade. Taylor Swift just made it crystal clear. She wants nothing to do with Blake Lively's legal mess. Not rumors, not whispers. A literal subpoena dropped in her lap, and her team responded. Like she was never there to begin with. So how did two of Hollywood's closest besties become strangers overnight? In public, with court documents, headlines, and a Hollywood meltdown. Let's dive into the explosive collapse of a friendship that went from ride or die to who's that girl? It started quietly. Just a few headlines, a couple of legal blogs picking up a detail in court documents. But what those documents revealed? A full-blown legal subpoena was issued, and it had Taylor Swift's name on it. Not as a side note, not in passing, front and center. Her name became entangled in a civil lawsuit involving Blake Lively and director Justin Baldoni over creative rights and alleged workplace interference on the film adaptation of It Ends With Us. Now, let's pause. Taylor Swift being subpoenaed is not a casual event. This is the most calculated woman in entertainment. Every move, every photo, every friendship is strategically managed. So being legally forced into someone else's lawsuit, that's not just inconvenient, it's dangerous. For her brand, for her tour, for her billion-dollar empire. The filing. Claimed Taylor was present in a key creative meeting where Blake and Baldoni clashed. A meeting where changes to the script were proposed. Her mere presence became a weapon. Baldoni's legal team saw it as Blake trying to lean on Taylor's celebrity to pressure him. And Blake's team, well, they apparently thought dropping Taylor's name would help their defense. But what happened? Next, Taylor's team made it crystal clear. She wasn't involved, and she wasn't going to be used. This meeting at Blake Lively's penthouse wasn't your average Hollywood lunch. According to multiple legal filings, it was set up under the guise of a creative brainstorming session. But when Justin Baldoni arrived, what he allegedly walked into was a full-blown ambush. In the room, Blake Lively, her husband Ryan Reynolds, and Taylor Swift. That's an intimidating lineup even in Avengers terms. Now imagine being the director of a movie under pressure and facing three of the most famous and powerful names in entertainment. Reports say Blake used that setting to unveil her own rewritten version of the script, not edits. A rewrite, unsolicited and dramatically different from what Baldoni and the studio had agreed on. The suggestion was clear: accept these changes or go up against a Hollywood power trio. And here's the wild part. Taylor wasn't even promoting the movie. She wasn't part of the production. She was just there. Baldoni's lawyers are now calling this creative intimidation. They claim the meeting was a strategic move to pressure him into ceding creative control, all while being watched and subtly judged by three A-listers. And while Taylor may have thought she was being supportive as a friend, in legal terms, her presence instantly became a liability. Taylor Swift doesn't yell. She doesn't post screenshots. She doesn't go live on Instagram with a crying filter. She sends statements, curated, surgical, and designed to slice through drama like a knife. Just days after the subpoena news broke, a spokesperson for Taylor told TMZ that she had zero involvement with the film's production. She didn't invest, didn't co-write, didn't co-direct. She didn't even watch the movie until weeks after it premiered. The only connection? A single song, one of 19 tracks used in the soundtrack. That's it. That's all. No creative credit. No consulting role, and certainly no participation in a power play meeting that would now sit at the center of a legal firestorm. But the real mic drop, her team subtly reminded the public, Taylor was too busy dominating the globe on her Eras tour, a tour grossing over $1 billion. She didn't have time to babysit someone else's movie drama. The tone of the statement was unmistakable. Don't drag me into this. And in a single move, she took the oxygen out of Blake's defense and made it painfully obvious that if Blake thought she could rely on Taylor's support, she had miscalculated. This wasn't just a random celebrity drama. This was a friendship breakup in real time, and fans had receipts going back years. Blake Lively and Taylor Swift weren't acquaintances. They were famously close. Blake directed the I Bet You Think About Me music video, which Taylor praised as a dream collaboration. They vacationed together, shared birthday posts. Taylor even name-dropped Blake's kids in her lyrics. For years, they were the wholesome besties, a rare, scandal-free duo in an industry fueled by mess. But that bond clearly cracked. When Blake tried to use Taylor as a legal asset, it was a clear breach of that sacred friendship code. She didn't just text for support, she subpoenaed it. She didn't ask Taylor's permission, she assumed she'd back her, because she always had. Taylor's cold, professional public response felt final. No soft lyric, no cryptic Instagram story. Just, we don't know her. And if you followed Taylor for any amount of time, you know. When she goes silent, that means she's done. No bridge to rebuild, no forgiveness arc, just ghosted into oblivion. The internet caught on fast. Swifties, always lurking, always connecting dots, noticed something that sent shockwaves. Travis Kelce, Taylor's boyfriend, unfollowed Ryan Reynolds. It was quiet. No announcement. But Swifties don't miss anything. And in today's digital age, an unfollow is a press release, especially when it involves Hollywood couples. Ryan and Blake had been part of Taylor's inner circle for years. Double dates, holiday hangouts, mutual support, and now, radio silence. The unfollow told fans what Taylor hadn't. The entire lively Reynolds axis had collapsed. Online, the reaction was swift. Fans rallied behind Taylor's decision. The general consensus? Blake tried to weaponize her friendship for legal cover, and it backfired. Hard. Instead of protecting her, Taylor's name became a spotlight on the chaos. And Ryan, who might have thought he was helping his wife, now faces potential questioning in court documents. Suddenly, the cute family couple was at the center of a Hollywood meltdown. And Taylor? Untouched, clean, and completely uninvolved. Just how she likes it. Justin Baldoni isn't a household name on the same level as Taylor or Blake, but in this case, he's playing chess while others are playing checkers. His attorney, Brian Friedman, released an aggressive response to the subpoenas. In it, he accused Blake's team of celebrity laundering, trying to use big names to make their legal case seem stronger. He pointed out that Taylor's involvement was being exaggerated in court documents, a tactic meant to draw public sympathy, not legal substance. Friedman claimed Baldoni was ambushed in the penthouse meeting, and Taylor's presence was used as a scare tactic. But in reality, she had no say, no influence, and no business being part of the legal conversation. His team made it clear, if Blake wanted to win this case, she should fight it with evidence, not headlines. And with Taylor publicly distancing herself, Baldoni's case suddenly looked sharper. He wasn't the aggressor, he was the guy trying to direct a movie, until a Hollywood power couple tried to rewrite it under designer lighting. Now here's where it turns surreal. Blake Lively allegedly texted Justin Baldoni after the now infamous penthouse meeting. The message, "If you ever get around to watching Game of Thrones, I'm Khaleesi and my dragons protect me." Read that again. It's not a meme. It's not fan fiction. It's a real text cited in legal filings. The dragons in that metaphor? Clearly Ryan Reynolds and Taylor Swift. It was Blake flexing her power, telling Baldoni that she had Hollywood royalty on her side. It was meant to intimidate, to signal that any pushback wouldn't be against just her, but against an entire clique of celebrities who could make his life hell. But the irony, the moment that subpoena hit, those dragons flew away. Taylor dipped. Ryan went silent. The Game of Thrones fantasy turned into a game of legal consequences, and Blake was left in the ashes, all alone. Today, Blake Lively is still facing that lawsuit. Ryan Reynolds might be forced to testify, and Taylor Swift, she's halfway across the world, performing sold-out stadium shows, breaking records, and promoting her new album, untouched by the fallout. The friendship? Over. The public image? Damaged. Blake gambled on celebrity loyalty and lost. She tried to use fame as armor, but instead it turned into a spotlight. Taylor's silence wasn't passive, it was strategic. She didn't need to clap back. She didn't need to tweet. She let the facts and her team speak. And in doing so, she reminded everyone. She might sing about breakups, but when it comes to toxic friendships, she walks away without a second verse. Today, Blake Lively is still facing that lawsuit. Ryan Reynolds might be forced to testify. And Taylor Swift, she's halfway across the world, performing sold-out stadium shows, breaking records, and promoting her new album, untouched by the fallout. The friendship? Over. The public image? Damaged. Blake gambled on celebrity loyalty and lost. She tried to use fame as armor, but instead it turned into a spotlight. Taylor's silence wasn't passive. It was strategic. She didn't need to clap back. She didn't need to tweet. She let the facts and her team speak. And in doing so, she reminded everyone. She might sing about breakups, but when it comes to toxic friendships, she walks away without a second verse. How do you think this will play out? Thanks for watching. Until next time. Bye.